Hey everyone, today we're going to look at how great design actually gets people to buy things, and we're breaking down a modern skincare brand, YouthToThePeople. They surpassed $50 million in annual revenue before being scooped up by beauty giant L'Oreal. Their design is so incredibly good. They use clean layouts, vivid ingredient photography. If you're a beginner in UX UI design, this is going to show you exactly how a website guides a customer from the second they land on the page. Alright, now we have an hero section. You only have a few seconds to capture someone's attention, and this site does two things perfectly. First, the headline is dead simple. You immediately know what they are about. Second, look at the imagery. They placed clean, clinical-looking glass bottles right next to fresh, raw greens. The design visually proves the natural glam without needing text. As we scroll down, we hit the best sellers section. A new customer often doesn't know where to start. This section solves that problem by using social proof by highlighting award-winning products. Notice how they use a horizontal swipe carousel. This is great UI because it lets you browse a bunch of products without making the web page a mile long. Next, we see a dynamic image of products splashing in water instead of a clean white background. It breaks up the visual repetition so you don't get bored scrolling, and they shift focus from individual products to a routine that actually increase their emotional bond with the brand. Next, we also see a same carousel layout from the bestsellers section with a different message: refill, reuse, repurpose forever to build trust immediately. Moving down, we get to a really visual grid of images for each collection. Some people want to see the bestseller, new arrival, or bundle sets that gives the user different, visually interesting doorways to explore the collection quickly. This next part is crucial for building a brand. It's about connection to build emotional trust. We have a video of a very raw, real human face and brand statement right here to make the customer feel like why the brand and what they do. Here, the brand links to their blog articles. The people think if a brand is writing articles about skincare science and ingredients, it positions them as an authority. If you trust their knowledge, you are much more likely to trust their products on your face. This might be the most important section for a modern store. Nothing sells a product better than seeing a real person using it on video. They feature vertical, TikTok-style videos of real people using the products. Seeing a real person rub the serum into their skin, show the actual texture and the glow it leaves behind. Finally, we reach the bottom, known as the footer, where all the boring but necessary links live. Things like shipping policies, contact info, and FAQs. It's highly organized, out of the way, but easy to find if you need it. Next, we're going to see a product page. First, we have a product image on white background that makes the bright green of the cleanser completely pop, which instantly makes your brain think of fresh, natural ingredients. They've also slopped an award winner badge right on the picture to build social proof instantly. Next up is the area right next to the images. We have a bold, confident title and a star rating right underneath it to prove that people love it. Instead of hiding the sizes inside a drop-down menu where you have to click to see your options, they use big, clear buttons that will save you a click. Right below that Add to Cart button, you'll see a section suggesting a few other products. This is called upselling, and it's how brands get you to build a full skincare routine instead of just buying one item. The add buttons for these extra items are just thin outlines. They aren't filled in with that bright orange color to ensure they don't distract you from the main purchase. Skincare shoppers want to know exactly what they're putting on their faces, but nobody wants to read a giant wall of text. They use short bullet points for the main benefits, so you can scan it in 2 seconds. Finally, as we scroll down, we see the glass bottles catching the sunlight and sitting next to natural elements, moving away from the clean, clinical white backgrounds and get into moodier photography. But here, you don't have to build it from scratch, and we built an exact replica template. We took every single one of those high-converting design principles we just talked about, the clean typography, the perfect hero sections, the image into the store package. Instead of spending weeks trying to design this yourself, we packaged the entire layout into the Use Smind Sections app on Shopify. Going to your Shopify dashboard and head into the Use Smind app, just navigate over to the Packages tab. Right there in the library, you will see the Praxis package. It has all the sleek, modern elements of that top-tier skincare aesthetic. All you have to do is hit that install button. From there, you just swap in your own product photos and update the text to match your brand. If you want to dive deeper, we have a complete step-by-step tutorial that walks you through the entire build process. I'm going to take you behind the scenes inside Shopify and show you exactly how to customize every single block. So let's get started. To build out this entire layout for our store, you first need to install the Use Smind Sections app directly from the Shopify App Store. Think of this app as your design engine. They have a massive library of pre-built sections and full templates for you to choose from. Go ahead and hit install. Once you have that installed, head back over to your main Shopify dashboard, go into the Use Smind app, and find the Sections library. This is where the magic happens for customizing individual parts of your page. Notice that on the left side, you can see the section category menu. This allows you to easily filter and find exactly what you want to build, whether that is a hero banner, a features grid, or an FAQ dropdown. Now, if you want a bigger head start, moving over to the Templates tab lets you see the full page template categories. Look at the left side again. You can see they have a lot of templates already categorized to match your specific brand and industry. After you find a section or template to install and add it to your library, go to your online store, click on Themes, and click the Edit Theme. For this specific build, I only use the standard Dawn theme to customize it, because it is a free theme and clean code. It acts as the perfect lightweight blank canvas. Now we click to Edit Theme to start building. First things first, the default Shopify Dawn theme gives us a bunch of placeholder sections we don't need right now. Let's clear the clutter. On the left-hand menu, just click the little eye icon next to the default image banner, featured collection, and standard header to hide them. Look at the very top of their page. They have a slim, solid color bar with a single clear message, free shipping on orders $75 plus. First, the bright orange color creates immediate visual contrast against the clean white clinical background we are going to build underneath it. It grabs your attention instantly. Second, offering free shipping over a specific dollar amount is a proven psychological trigger to increase your average order value. It's simple, it's strategic, and we are going to build it right now. Next, scroll down on the left menu and click Add Section on the header. In the search bar, type in Announcement. Because we installed the Use Smind app earlier, you'll see a bunch of premium options pop up. Let's select Announcement Bar 1-1. First, we need to control the persistent visibility of the bar as a user moves down your page, and we have to turn it off so the announcement bar remains at the very top of the page. When a customer scrolls down, the bar moves out of view with the rest of the header content. To get that sleek, premium look, we need to adjust the spacing on the mobile and desktop view. Scroll down to the section padding settings and drop both the top and bottom padding down to 6 pixels on mobile and desktop view. Now let's make it our own. Click on the announcement block and change the content. It currently says free shipping on orders over $100. Let's change that text to match our strategy. Type in free shipping on orders $75 plus, and you can add the product or collection link. Now for the color. Click on Color in the settings and let's change that background. We want a vibrant, high-contrast orange, just like our reference site. Also, change the text color to white so it's easy to read. Hit Save in the top right corner and our first section is officially done. Now that our announcement bar is locked in, we are moving right below it to build the header and navigation menu of your website. So this logo top center structure is a classic hallmark of high-end editorial brands. It creates perfect symmetry. The menu items links on below the logo to give the brand name room to breathe while keeping the shopping categories incredibly easy for the customer to scan. Let's build it. Back in our Shopify theme editor, right under the announcement bar section, click Add Section. In the search bar, type in Header and select Header 1-1 from our library. We want the header content will stretch to the very edges of the browser window. Enable the option Container Full Width to control how far the header content, logo, menu, icons stretches across the screen. Next, we need to add a thin horizontal line at the very bottom of the header. Then we need to select our custom logo and upload it. To make sure it has enough presence, let's bump the desktop and mobile logo width up to about 150 pixels. Next, hit Select Menu and link up your main store navigation. To finish this up, let's clean up the spacing. Scroll down to Section Padding and drop those sliders down in the mobile and desktop view. We want to tighten up that extra white space so the header sits nicely underneath our bright orange announcement bar. Then we need to change the background of header to white color. Now, if you look at the Youth to the People site, their menu links are bold and authoritative. To get that exact look, we are going to add another quick block called Typography Advanced. This gives us total control over the fonts. Scroll down to the menu settings within that typography block and change the font size, letter spacing, and font weight to extra bold. Notice how categories like bestsellers and skincare suddenly pop off the screen? That is how you draw a customer's eye. Hit Save in the top right corner. We now have a clean, high-converting navigation bar. All right, now for the hero banner. This is the main event of your homepage. Now look at this layout. They have their bold, catchy text and button on the left and a massive, stunning product image on the right. It is perfectly balanced. Your eyes naturally read left to right. You get the brand's powerful message first, and then your eyes land on this image of fresh greens, glass bottles, and clean ingredients. Back in our Shopify theme editor, go ahead and click Add Section. In the search bar, type in Banner Image 1-1. We have the layout, but to pull this off, we need $1 million product photo to go on that right side. If you don't have thousands of dollars for a professional photo shoot, don't worry. I'm going to show you how to generate it step by step using AI. First, we need to take a screenshot of that Youth to the People image we love and download it. And we upload it directly into the Whisk, which is a generative AI tool from Google Labs that allows you to create new images by using other images as prompts. And we will paste the uploaded image to our reference scene. Once you upload it, the tool's AI acts like a professional art director. It analyzes the image and writes out a highly detailed, perfect text description of exactly what is happening in the photo, from the placement of green leaves and water drops to the clean indoor studio lighting. All we have to do is copy that generated text description and change the prompt to match your products. Then we're going to use Google Gemini to generate a custom high-end product photo. Now you need to paste the prompt right here and change anything you want. First, look at the first paragraph of the original prompt. We need to change the background of product to sensation white background. Next, we need our image to follow that the right side has the products and the remaining 1/3 on the left is empty space. Next, on the middle of prompt, we need to remove the description of product and change it to simply say skincare products from the attached product image. Why? Because we are building our own brand. We don't want the AI trying to recreate a competitor's logo. And we have a beautiful, clean bottles that we can use as our reference product image. Look at the bottom of prompt. We kept all the juicy descriptive keywords. This tells the AI exactly how to light the scene and what props to use so we get that premium, natural, clinical aesthetic that makes the original site look so expensive. Now you need to upload your own blank product bottles as a reference, hit Create Image, and let Gemini do the heavy lifting. After that, you need to download this image and start to design it by using Figma. We have our beautiful AI-generated product image, but right now it's just a square. If we drop that directly into Shopify, it's not going to look like a professional full-width hero banner. First, create a new wide frame for our desktop view. Drag your generated AI image into the frame and resize it so the products sit nicely on the right side. Remember how we told the AI to leave empty space? Now you can see why. We're going to stretch that white background all the way across the left side of our frame to give us a clean canvas for our text, and click Expand. Grab the text tool and let's drop in our main headline on that left side. Clinically proven, naturally powerful, and change the color text if you want. Right underneath that, add your subheadline: renew, protect, and hydrate your skin every day. We want this to look premium, so let's change the font to a clean, modern sans serif like ENTIRE. Now we need to create our call to action button. Draw a rectangle under your text, use the color picker to change it to our vibrant brand orange, and let's round those corners so it looks friendly and clickable. Add the text "Shop Now" in crisp white, drop it in the center of the rectangle. Here is where most beginners make a huge mistake. They forget about mobile. Most of your customers will be shopping on their phones, so our wide desktop image will look terrible if it just shrinks down. Now let's create a new tall frame right next to your desktop one. Copy your AI product image and paste it into the mobile frame. This time, resize and position the products at the very bottom and start to expand it. Copy your text and that orange button from the desktop frame, paste them into the mobile frame, and drag them to the top. Center align everything so it reads perfectly on a vertical phone screen. Rename your frames to desktop banner and mobile banner to keep things organized. Finally, you need to select both, hit export, and save them as high-quality PNGs. We've got our stunning, custom-designed banner images, and now it's time to bring them to life. First, head right back over to your Shopify theme editor and start to set to full width, no padding for this section, meaning the image will stretch to the very edges of the screen. And you'll see a spot for your first image. Click Select Image, upload that wide banner desktop PNG we just saved from Figma, and select it. For the mobile image, you also have to upload your tall mobile banner PNG, so your store will automatically swap to this vertical image when a customer loads your site on their phone. Here is the final and absolute most important step. Because our orange Shop Now button is actually part of the image graphic, we need to make the entire banner a giant clickable link. Scroll down to the banner link, click it, and link it directly to your collection. Now, no matter where your customer taps on that banner, they're pushed immediately into your shopping funnel. To finish up, you need to change the top and bottom padding of mobile and desktop view to ensure there's no white space for this section. Check the mobile version again, and we have a responsive hero section that looks like we hired an expensive creative agency. All right, our hero banner is looking incredible on both desktop and mobile. But before we get into the actual products, we need to solve a huge problem that kills mobile sales: the endless scroll. Look at the mobile version of the Youth to the People site next to ours. They give these quick top icons right on the homepage. They are giving mobile users an instant shortcut to the products they want. We are going to build this exact same mobile-first shortcut for our store right now. Back in the Shopify theme editor, click Add Section and search for Collection List. We are going to choose Collection List 15-1 from our library. Now here is the most crucial step. We only want this to show up for phone users. In the section settings on the right, find the Display On dropdown and change it from all devices to mobile only. Next, you need to delete the default heading and the description underneath it, so the section is just a clean row of circles. Then, you need to set the media ratio to Adopt. That automatically resizes to match the original dimensions of your uploaded image, and keep the media shape as default. Next, you also need to change how many collection cards appear side by side on a smartphone screen, and we will show 3 small items in a single row, and sets the spacing between items on phone screens to 2 pixels, since you have 3 columns selected. A small gap like 2px is often necessary to prevent the items from becoming too tiny. To make it look like a sleek navigation bar instead of a massive section, scroll down to Section Padding and drop both the top and bottom padding all the way down to 0 pixels. Now let's add our categories. Click into the first collection block. We are going to upload a clean, custom icon for bestseller and immediately link it to your actual bestsellers collection page. Repeat this exact same process for your next 3 blocks. Upload the icons and link them for skincare, gifts and sets, and hand and body. We have one tiny detail left. Sometimes your store adds a default border around media items. To remove that and get a super clean look, pop over to your Smind style. Open up the media dropdown and pull the border thickness mobile slider down to 0 and hit save in the top right corner. Now we are moving on to the bestseller section. Look at they don't just throw a bunch of product pictures onto a white background. Instead, they use a horizontal scrolling carousel, and the very first card isn't even a product. It is a bold, solid color card that acts as a visual anchor. And we are going to build this exact layout for our store right now. Head back into your Shopify theme editor. Click Add Section and search for Collection List. We are going to select the Collection List 1 to 2 layout from our library. This specific layout gives us that perfect card-style carousel. We remove the subheading and description of this section and change the main heading to Top Award-Winning Skincare Products for All Skin Types. Center the text so it sits beautifully above the carousel. Then we need to change the media ratio to Adopt to make sure the product image to match the original dimensions of your uploaded image. Next, we're going to set the navigation settings for the arrow and pagination style for the sections. These options are most useful if you have a carousel layout enabled. Now we need to how many collection cards are visible at once on different screens. On desktop, set to 4 items. This fills the width of a computer screen nicely. And for the mobile, set to 2 items. This ensures images stay large enough to see clearly on a small phone screen. And turn off Slider Overflow option. It means the slider will stop strictly at the edges of container. Before we upload the image, we need to make sure our product images look perfectly uniform. If your product photos are all different sizes, your carousel will look messy. And look at the product image of this collection right here. It is a product card image, so you can design your own by using Figma. We are going to create a standard portrait-sized frame for our product cards. First, you have to draw a frame like this. Drop your raw product model image into the center of the frame. Ensure the background of the frame is set to pure, clean white, and scale the bottle so there is plenty of breathing room around the edges. Next, create one more rectangle under the product bottle image. Set the corner radius to 60 pixels, remove the color background, and add a stroke outline. After that, we need to add our text and buttons. For example, this product image is Daily Gentle Cleanser, and we also add the description text below that. You can copy or create one more frame with a solid orange background for call to action button. So you are finished the product card image, and now we need to download it and upload to your block in your collection list. But in this video, I already designed the first product card image act as a banner image like community favorites, as you see previously. And for the first block, we are going to upload this image. Next, click into the second block. Upload the first clean white product image we designed in Figma. Repeat that exact same process for the next few blocks. And to make this highly clickable, we should add a link here that leads directly to the product page. So, if you want to control the fonts across the entire app, you should go to Typography Settings. Here, we've split the settings into headings and body text, so you can give them different personalities. For the font family of heading, this is where you pick your actual font. In this setup, we're using Helvetica for those bold titles, and you can scale the size up like we did here at 150% for headings. For the body font, we use the Roboto for the main descriptions. It's a clean, modern font style for most of the store. And finally, hit Save in the top right corner. We are going to build our next two sections simply by duplicating what we've already done. Let's look at the original Youth to the People site. Notice section number 3 on their site? It's a massive feature image with text, just like our hero banner, but the layout is flipped. Flipping the text from left to right creates a Z pattern. It keeps the user's eye bouncing back and forth across the screen as they scroll, which keeps them engaged. So let's duplicate these right now. Click first Image Banner section and hit Duplicate. Drag it all the way down below your bestsellers carousel and click into the settings to swap out our original hero image for that dynamic, splashing water bottle image. This is an AI image that you can apply the same method as we designed it in Gemini and Figma app. And don't forget to upload the mobile version of this banner image. The next section is the same collection list that we use the exact same carousel layout as their bestsellers. Now we need to duplicate the section that we used for the bestsellers and hit Duplicate. Drag this new carousel down underneath our splashing water banner. First, let's change the main title. Type in Refill, Reuse, Repurpose Forever. Now click into that first orange anchor card. Swap out the Community Favorites image for a new orange graphic that says the Internet's Favorite Cleanser. Then just click through the remaining product blocks, swap the images for your larger refill bottles, and update the product link for each image. All right, let's move on to the next section. So now this design has been very clean, white, and clinical. But look at what they do here. They hit you with a rich 4-column grid that mixes raw ingredients, lifestyle photography, and styled gift sets. Why do they suddenly change the vibe? Because not everyone shops the same way. Some people know exactly what serum they want, while others are just browsing for a gift or want to understand the brand's aesthetic. This mood board style grid provides visually exciting doorways into different parts of the store, keeping the user engaged without making them read a menu. First, going back to Shopify Theme Editor and add Section Divider to create visual separation between content sections, and change the background of this section if you want. Then, add a new section, Collection List 4-1, from the library that supports 4 columns across the desktop view. Drop that right onto your page. We're going to remove all the subheading and description, set the heading to Discover Praxis Skincare, and make sure it is perfectly centered right above the images. Change the heading size to the medium size and always keep the media shape to Adapt. And don't forget to disable the spacing between items. It means the collection images will touch each other. Now we are going to customize those 4 blocks, and we set the grid width for desktop screens. Currently, it's set to 4, which is a standard sweet spot for showcasing multiple categories without overcrowding the page, and set the number of columns on mobile to 2 items. On a smartphone, this will place 2 collection cards side by side. It's a great middle ground. It shows more content than a single column list, but keeps the images large enough to top easily. Next, we need to disable Swipe on Mobile, meaning the user scrolls down to see them all. Click into the first block and upload a flat lay image, something showing the products mixed with fresh citrus and greens, and remove the description text. Then you have to add the navigation links directly under each image. For the second block, use a lifestyle shot. For the third and fourth block, drop in a beautiful photo of a boxed gift set. Next, for the color scheme of content in this section, we need to change it to white background for a clean look. Alright, our store is looking incredibly premium, but now we need to build trust. Look at the original Youth to the People site again. They have a raw video on the left and a powerful text block on the right. In your Shopify theme editor, click Add Section and drop in a video 2-to-1 in the library. Click into the media block on the left and upload your short brand video. Next, you need to set the horizontal size of the video relative to the overall section width, and we will set the medium size to take up roughly half of the section's width. Then we'll set the video is placed to the left side of the screen, with text usually appearing on the right. Since phone screens are much smaller, we have to set different spacing so the page doesn't look too stretched out on mobile, so we need to set the spacing to 0 pixels, meaning video will sit directly against the sections above and below it on a phone. Next, remove the button block and click into the text block on the right. Add your main heading, Our Mission, and paste in your brand's core vision underneath and set the heading alignment to the left side. Finally, check this section in the mobile to see how it looks. Now, right underneath that mission statement, we want to establish authority. Let's look at the original site again. They use a clean 3-column row linking out to articles. Go back to your left-hand menu, duplicate the section Collection List for 1 and drop it right under your mission statement. First, we need to remove the old existing collection block and turn this option on to make each collection card will have a small amount of white space around it. This actually creates a clean, organized look. In the section settings, adjust your grid so it displays exactly 3 blog posts on the desktop view. This gives us that perfectly balanced row of thumbnail images. By featuring articles about skincare, people, and impact, we are showing our customers that we are experts in the science and the community behind our products. And just like we did in the Discovery grid earlier, make sure the links under the images like skincare and people have that clean, solid underline so the customer instantly know they are clickable. Finally, we need to change that main heading to Praxis Editorial blog and center it. All right, the next section here is to build the social proof and UGC video grid. Look at the site and you'll see a 4-column grid of vertical, TikTok-style videos featuring real people actually rubbing the skincare into their faces. Today, customers are incredibly smart. They know when they are looking at an ad. Static photos show them what the bottle looks like, but user-generated video shows them how the product feels. Now, let's build our own viral video grid. First, we also need to duplicate the divider 1-1 and set it to the full width section to separate it to the other sections. Then click Odd Section. Search your library for Video 6-1 and set the section to full width so the video and its background color will stretch to the very edges of the screen. Click the Main Section settings. We want this to feel like an Instagram or TikTok feed, so remove the text from subheading and description and change the main heading to our brand's hashtag Praxis. Set it to medium size. Next, we need to set the media ratio to original, so the video player will automatically adjust its shape to match the exact dimensions of your uploaded file. After that, we need to populate this grid. In your section settings, make sure your desktop layout is set to display exactly 4 columns across. Now click into the first video block. Upload your first piece of vertical 9:16 aspect ratio video content. You want this to be raw and authentic, someone speaking to the camera or showing a quick routine. Then go ahead and click through your next 3 blocks, uploading a different vertical UGC video into each one. Make sure to feature diverse faces and different products to appeal to the widest audience. Before we finish, always do the mobile check. Switch your editor to the mobile view. Because these videos are vertical, they are natively perfect for phone screens. Ensure your settings allow these videos to either stack neatly one on top of the other or sit in a smooth horizontal swipe carousel so the user can just thumb through them like a real social feed. We are almost at the finish line. Before we build the massive filing cabinet that is the footer, let's look at this slim horizontal bar sitting just above it. This is a row of minimal icons detailing things like shipping, subscriptions, and rewards. When a customer scrolls all the way to the bottom of your homepage, they are usually looking for reasons not to buy. They're checking for your shipping policies, return rules, or hidden fees. By placing bold trust badges right here, you intercept those doubts. Now, back in the Shopify theme editor, click Add Section right above your footer area. Search your library for Icon with Text 1-1. First, delete the main heading. We don't need a title here. Then we need to set how many icons appear side by side on a desktop screen. 3 icons in a row is the sweet spot for readability. It makes the icons and text large enough to be easily noticed. For the pagination on mobile, we use the small dots at the bottom of the section that show the user how many slides there are. And don't forget to set the icon as placed to the left side of the text with the heading and description wrapping to the right of it. Next, we need to drop the top and bottom padding way down so the icons sit in a tight, clean row. Now let's add our specific offers. Click into the first block. Upload a simple block outline icon of a shipping truck and set the icon size to 40 pixels, which is a standard medium size, and change the background color for the icon to light gray. This is great for creating a subtle badge effect that makes the icon feel more like a button. Underneath, change the text to match the promise we made at the very top of our page, free shipping on orders $75 plus. You also can add the collection or product link for this icon. Delete any extra blocks you don't need and duplicate the old one that you've created. For the second block, upload a clean recycle or box icon and add the text Smart Replenish Your Skincare. This is a great way to tease your subscription bundle deals. For the third block, drop in a ribbon or star icon and type Rewards on all purchases. Finally, change background color to a very light gray to keep it clinical and crisp. Always check the mobile view. Because we kept the padding tight and the text short, these should stack beautifully or swipe smoothly on a mobile screen. So the last section is the footer. Look at the footer on the Youth to the People site. Notice the massive color shift? After scrolling through a bright, clean, white website, the background suddenly completely flips to deep black. This is not an accident. It tells us the main shopping experience is over and you are now in the filing cabinet. The footer is where all the boring but necessary links to be displayed, like menu items, sign-up forms, social links, and copyright text. Inside your Shopify theme editor, scroll to the very bottom and click on the default Footer section. Click Add Section and find a Footer 1-1. Check the boxes to show social media icons and show payment icons. This drops your Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube links right below your menus, along with the Visa, MasterCard, and Apple Pay logos at the very bottom right. Seeing those recognized payment processors is the final psychological trust signal a buyer needs before checking out. For the copyright text, where you can customize the very last line of your website. Next, we need to drop down the top and bottom of spacing for the section in the mobile view. Now we need to add our columns. Click Add Block under your footer and select Menu. Let's add 3 separate menu blocks to match our reference site. Click into the first one, change the heading to Skin Concerns, and link it to a navigation menu that lists out categories like acne, aging, and dark spots. Click the second block, name it Learn, and link to your blog, your story, and your About page. For the third, name it Customer Services and link your FAQs, shipping policies, and contact pages. Everything is now incredibly easy for a lost customer to find. On the far right side of the footer, we want to capture leads. Click into the Email Sign-up block. Don't just leave the default Subscribe to our emails text. Give them a reason to hand over your data. Change the heading to Sign up for 15% off. This simple text change will drastically increase your conversion rate. You can also change the visual container or border style for sign-up form to classic or horizontal style. In the section settings, find the color scheme dropdown and change it from the default light background to your darkest color scheme. You want a solid black background with crisp white text. Hit Save. Step back and look at what you just did. You went from a blank canvas to a fully responsive, high-converting, absolutely stunning e-commerce homepage. You now understand the psychology of where to place your images, how to guide the user's eye, and exactly how to use the app to build it all without writing a single line of code. Now we just finished the homepage, but getting someone to your website is only half the battle. We need to turn them into buyers in the product page. Look at the original Youth to the People product page to see how incredibly deliberate it is. The images command the left side, while the right side is a perfectly optimized funnel: title, price, sizes, add to cart, and a very sneaky upsell section right below it. We are going to build this exact layout. Inside your Shopify theme editor, go to the top middle drop-down menu, change it from Homepage to Products, and click on your default product template. Let's hide the default Shopify product information block to give us a clean slate. Now click Add section and search your library for Product Detail 1.1. Drop that into the page. Instantly, we get that beautiful, balanced split screen layout. Then we will set smaller preview images sit in a row directly beneath the main featured image. For the breadcrumb block, you can control the secondary navigation menu that shows customers exactly where they are on your site. You can use a small arrow or a bullet point to separate links. And the product price will be displayed right here, where you can display a visible sale tag or sticker appear next to the product price. In the description block, these settings control how your product details are presented and organized on the page. For the product organization block, these settings control the visibility and style of the metadata or categorizing labels for your product. I don't need it, so I'll delete it. We also delete the other blocks like collapsible content, size chart, inventory status. For the Buy button group, we want to hide the additional button appears next to Add to Cart. You need to turn it off option. Then change the button style to solid style that fills the button with your primary brand color. This is usually more eye-catching. You can also set button animation to add movement to the button to draw the customer's eye toward the purchase button. Next, we also delete the other blocks like divider, image, feature icons, complementary products. Finally, your Add to Cart button. Change the background color to our vibrant Praxis orange. It needs to be the brightest thing on the screen. Do you notice the Pairs Well With section right underneath the Youth to the People Add to Cart button? We want to add complementary products right there. Click Add section and find a product upsell 1.1. Copy the block ID to the Smind blocks on the product detail. Now you'll see this section is on the product detail 1.1. In the main settings, you can select the specific products you want to feature as an upsell. Clicking this allows you to manually pick one or more products from your catalog. These chosen products will appear as the upsell offer on every page where this section is active. For the option Dynamic Product Recommendations, it means your store will prioritize the complementary or related products appear in the Search and Discovery app. To do this right, we're going to use a free app from Shopify. Open a new tab, go to your Shopify admin, click on Apps, and search for the Shopify Search and Discovery app. Install it. Open the app, navigate to Recommendations, and click on Add Recommendations. Select your main product, like our Daily Renew Protect Serum, and then specifically handpick the products that match it perfectly, like a moisturizer or a serum. Save it. Now, jump back into your theme editor. The products you picked in the app will now appear right under your Buy button. Next, we need to change the main heading to Pairs Best With and set the alignment to the left side. In the container settings for the product upsell section, allow you to style the box that surrounds your recommended products. We will set a roundness of the container's edges to 6 pixels and change the border thickness opacity to 50%. The border will look soft and muted, blending into the background color. We also change the button label to something more persuasive or adjust the button animation to grab the customer's attention. All right, our main product page is looking flawless, but if we scroll down on our reference Youth to the People site, we hit a crucial part of the skincare shopping experience, the deep details. Right below their main product description, they use these sleek, minimal, collapsible menus for how to use and ingredients. Back in your Shopify theme editor, scroll right underneath that product detail 1-1 section we just perfected. Click Add Section on the left-hand menu. Search your library for Product Info tab 5-1 and drop that section right onto the page. This gives us that classic stacked row layout. Now, you can control the font size of the titles on the top drawers. Small size is great for this section. For the tab settings, you can change open/closed behavior of your information accordions. To save the space, we want to close all tab when a customer lands on the page. All information is hidden. They must click a tab to see the content. To adjust the white space around the block, we'll set the top and bottom padding here to 0 pixels to maximize space on smaller phone screens, and 0 pixels at the top of desktop view. Now, click into the first default blocks. This is the description blocks where you can change the main heading for this block. Next, for the second block, change the heading to How to Use in bold, all caps text. Inside the text box for that block, paste in your quick, step-by-step application routine. For the last block, change this heading to Ingredients, again using that bold, all caps styling to match our clinical aesthetic. This is where you paste your massive, comma-separated list of product components. All right, our page is looking incredibly professional and clinical with those product details and accordions, but now we need to inject some emotion. Look at our Youth to the People reference site one more time to see what they do right below the ingredient list. They completely break up the white space with a gorgeous row of moodier lifestyle photography underneath the hashtag. Jump back into your Shopify theme editor. Scroll down to right underneath that collapsible content section we just finished. Click Add Section and search your library for a Gallery 2-1. First, change the heading to our brand's community hashtag, hashtag Praxis. Make sure it is bold, perfectly censored, and uppercased so it creates a seamless visual transition from the typography of our accordions right above it. We want to select one that supports 3 uniform columns across the desktop view to match our reference. Now click into the individual image blocks. For the first block, upload a shot of your product sitting next to raw, natural ingredients. For the second block, use a close-up macro shot of the serum's actual texture, or a moody shot of the bottle catching harsh, natural light. For the third block, drop in a lifestyle shot of a real person's glowing skin or a fresh green element, and repeat to the other blocks for different images. We are at the very end of our product page, but we cannot let our customer leave without trying to increase their cart size. Scroll down to Beautiful Lifestyle Grid and look at what sits right above their reviews. A clean, simple product row labeled You May Also Like. Jump back into your Shopify theme editor. Scroll down right below your lifestyle image grid. Click Add Section and search your library for a related product 1-1 layout. Click into the main section settings. First, let's update that heading. Change it to say, You May Also Like. Make sure it is in all caps, bold, and aligned to the left so it perfectly matches the clinical typography. Then we need to set the image container will automatically resize to match the dimensions of your first product image. By default, Shopify uses an algorithm to guess what your customers want. It's good, but you know your products better. To take control, you need the free Search and Discovery app. Search for your main product and add your product to the related product sections and hit Save in the top right corner. If a customer scrolls all the way down past your ingredients and lifestyle images, your main Add to Cart button is pushed way off the top of the screen. We don't want them to have to scroll all the way back up to give us their money. To fix this, go into your Shopify theme editor, click Add Section, and select the Sticky Add to Cart block. This creates a sleek floating bar that pins itself to the bottom screen as the user scrolls. Click into its settings, adjust the button animation to draw their eye attention. Ensure the button itself is set to our vibrant brand orange so it constantly draws the eye. Hit Save. Now the Buy button is literally always one tap away. We've built an incredibly persuasive product page, but we need to make sure the customer can actually buy the product no matter how far down they scroll. That's why we have to install the ultimate trust signal: customer reviews. Look right below their cross-sell section. They feature a massive, detailed review block. It shows a bold 4.8-star average, a breakdown of the ratings, and most importantly, a gallery of real customer photos. If you want your store to look like a premium brand, you cannot just use a basic text review app. You need something robust. For this video, the absolute best alternative to achieve the look is the Yotpo product reviews app. Yotpo allows you to build a highly detailed review block. You can prominently display a bold star average and, most importantly, feature a gallery of real customer photos right on the product page. Now, go into Shopify dashboard and find the app. Click to the Yotpo review to redirect to their app dashboard. Click into Reviews to see where you manage every customer review that comes into your store. To import your review, going back to Shopify dashboard and click Import Review. If you are migrating from another platform, or if you have a spreadsheet of existing customer reviews, Yotpo lets you import them in bulk using a CSV file. So we need to select the other options and download their blank CSV template. When you open this template in Excel or Google Sheets, you will see columns for the reviewer's name, the star rating, the review text, and the date. But there's one column that trips up almost every beginner, and we need to talk about it. Look at the column titled Product Handle. This is the most important metric on this entire spreadsheet. If you get this wrong, you will accidentally import a wrong review to another product. It will ruin your store's credibility. What is a product handle? It is simply the exact text at the very end of your Shopify product URL. Before you save and upload your CSV file to Yotpo, I want you to go to your live Shopify store, click on the product you are importing reviews for, look at the URL bar, and double-check that the handle in your spreadsheet matches the end of that URL perfectly. Copy and paste it if you have to. Click Upload File and import your review file to your store. Finally, click the See Imported Reviews to see where you can manage all the reviews. We've got the Yotpo app installed, but out of the box, it doesn't look like our Praxis brand yet. We need it to match that premium, clinical aesthetic we saw on our reference site. We are going to jump directly into the on-site widgets menu inside Yotpo and adjust these settings step by step. Look at the first setting, the layout. You have options for standard and bold. For this video, we are going to select the standard option. This stacks the reviews neatly one on top of the other, making it incredibly easy for customers to read through detailed feedback without the page feeling cluttered. Moving down, we have our colors. By default, review apps love to use black text and star. We want to strip that away. Change your primary color and star to bright orange color to match your brand. Next up is setting typography. You don't want your reviews using a completely different font than the rest of your website. You can change any typography you want from the font style library. Let's look at the filters section. Skincare buyers want specific answers. They might want to see reviews only from people with dry skin, or they might only want to look at reviews that include photos. Finally, you can adjust the formatting for individual customer reviews if you want. Hit Save on your widget settings, then you have to refresh your live product page. Scroll down to the bottom of your left-hand menu, right above the footer, and click Add Section. Again, switch to the Apps tab, search for Yotpo Reviews widget, and drop it into the page. Because we already did all the heavy lifting and styled everything perfectly inside the Yotpo dashboard, this widget is going to load in looking completely flawless. It automatically pulls in your black and white color scheme, your theme fonts for the star rating block and the product detail. Under the price block, click Add Block. A menu will pop up, switch over to the Apps tab, and select the Yotpo star rating block. Now, the very first thing a customer sees when the page loads is the number of reviews before they even read the description. If you followed along and built your store with me today, hit that like button and let me know in the comments what your brand is about. Make sure you subscribe because in the next series, we are going to talk about exactly how to drive highly targeted traffic to this beautiful new site. Until then, get out there and launch your store. Thanks for watching.